Hi there, this is Liz Lewinson, and this is our second video. This topic is just about power, the definition of power, how people have come to perceive power, and in particular, how female power is expressed. The topic really starts, again, from some research, and I did because when I first heard that women were innately powerful, and that our operating system, as it were, is set up to deal with and express power. Power economically, power socially, power politically, power in every respect. And then when I looked at my own life and I saw that this was really not manifesting in any way, I realized I was not only confused, but somewhat taken aback by what power is. So I simply went to the dictionary, and most dictionaries, I looked at Merriam-Webster, I looked at the Encarta dictionary. Most dictionaries have a pretty straightforward, high-level definition of power, and I will read that right now from my book, The Independence Reign, Rock the Female Revolution. What power is defined as is the ability to act or produce an effect. Very, very simple. And so starting with that definition, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, no woman or man should be concerned about the ability to produce an effect. And if our intent is right, meaning we want to produce a positive effect, an effect that will help others, that will add to the planet, that will increase the joy of others, that celebrates positivity and qualities like innocence and joy. This is fabulous. This kind of power will bring so much fulfillment to ourselves and to others. Nonetheless, there's not too many powerful women that we see as our role models. And we really have to look then, I think, to other sources. And what I did was I just looked to nature, because I felt that what I was seeing in nature were examples of power that were very similar to what the definition of the energy body of a woman is, which is very fluid, able to conduct energy very, very rapidly. That's what we look like in our essence as women. So let's take an example. Let's just say we're sitting at a beach, or perhaps even more easily a bay, and the water in that bay or the beach is very, very still. It's very calm. Now, you're at that point probably not thinking too much about power, but were the wind to pick up, if there was a storm nearby, the wind comes, the tide comes, maybe there's a hurricane coming in from someplace else. Add that perhaps there was even an earthquake in some other part of the globe that affected that body of water. What would happen is that those little cute, sweet waves just lapping to the shore would completely change, and they would become big tides rushing in, overcoming everything in the path, big waves, and everyone would start to talk about the power of nature. Power is always there in nature, but what makes us realize the power of nature? It's that rapid movement, that rapid transmutation. And again, that's what women have in their energy, in their the energy that really radiates around them, that vibrates so quickly. It's like power. It emanates, it emulates what power is in nature. And here's another thought for you as an example, which is, how is power created in our world that we rely on so heavily? Well, it's water rushing through a dam. It is wind pushing, the more rapidly the better, a windmill to generate power. Every power source that we know of is actually created by very quick fission, by very quick movement. The more rapid the transmutation, the more power is generated. And when I look at that, and it took me some time to put all this together, I absolutely got it. That if indeed a woman has this faster ability to transmute, to change, if the energy around her is more fluid, and a man's energy body is a little bit more fixed, a little bit more condensed, then the power species on the planet is a woman, because a woman is able to deal with, manifest, exemplify power. So I'm going to go a little bit into the negative discussions of power, because these same dictionaries have words in power. When you look at power and they say control, smashing, dominating, and I would say that this is not power. This is not power as it should be expressed, and it's not natural. And I would reference just an article that I read recently about the 20 women senators who have just been elected to the United States Senate. And they met together, women and of both parties, and they all agreed that if it were them looking at such issues as the current fiscal cliff, I don't want to date this, but 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 8 years from now, there'll be other issues. What the women all felt is that they would be absolutely capable of collaborating and coming up with a solution very quickly, actually. And that is correct. That is a correct definition of power. That is power as we see it in nature. When we see any of these phenomena I just described, there is no stopping. There's no negotiating. No, if there's an avalanche, there's no saying, well, I don't want to go over this rock, I'm going to go over that rock. No, there's a complete coordination of energy, and that is what creates the power. So when thinking about power, we really do need a new definition of power, and it's a female definition of power. And that doesn't mean, again, that men are excluded, because men have female inside them, just as females have men inside them. But what we're talking about here is who is really wired to lead, to be the power species. And I'm suggesting that it's women, and as I suggested in the first tape, men have another trait that they have not developed, and that is love and humility. And those are powerful also in their own right, extremely powerful qualities. So with women really focusing in their lives on power and not settling, honestly, for less than true power, and men really focusing on love and humility, we will have a very, very balanced planet. Thank you.